Perfect. Okay, I think we're all ready. We're just going to jump right in. I'm going to go ahead and admit, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Holy moly. It's a lot of people.
Yep, everybody's hopping in. Welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. It's so fun to see everybody's smiling faces, friends, clients, coaches, and I'm going to hit mute all every so often, just as people are coming in. Just so honored and excited to be celebrating some incredible people tonight. And hope and pray this can be really inspiring to you as you go along and as you're stepping through this. So just want to take a second and introduce myself, and I will tell a little bit more about myself in a moment, but my name is Jo Lambert. I'm a certified coach, and I have had the honor and the experience of walking alongside some of the most amazing people in my life through coaching. And you're going to hear some of those amazing people's stories today. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring up, let's see, I'm going to do one more mute all, and I'm going to share with you my screen. And let's see if we can get this up and running. Yes. Let's bring this to small and present mode. Perfect. Okay, I want to welcome you all here tonight. The fact that you're here is just incredible. I recognize that on a Thursday evening, it can be challenging to make the time for yourself and make the time for inspiration and growth and learning. And this is just going to be such an incredible opportunity for you to tap into that inspiration as you listen to the stories of these three incredible people. Just a little introduction of who I am. My name is Jo Lambert, and I am the mother of 7 children. You can see in the middle there. I lost 65 pounds on this program almost 8 years ago now. And that completely and radically changed our family because it made it possible for me to have my 7th baby. And you can see that picture there on the right. That was just an amazing experience for me, an amazing event, and put me in a position to really fulfill the dreams that I've always had.
Listen to a Zoom.
That's fine.
So as we are, moving through, I just wanted to kind of give you a little introduction. Our purpose here tonight is to inspire and to help you to see that it's possible and that so much more is there for you as you go along. We're going to be hearing from 3 incredible individuals tonight, Renee, Al, and Michelle, and they each have very significantly different journeys. And so I'm going to go ahead and toss the mic over to Al Rindlisbacher. Al has lost 285 pounds, and he has just an incredible story, and I can't wait for you to be able to hear his story. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it to you, Al. Go ahead, Al.
All right. Well, I'm actually at 288 now. So, and I know there will be days in my future when I share my story that I will be able to tell people I've lost 350 pounds when got to my healthy goal weight. But I want to go back a little bit and share. Before I started my journey, my life was very frustrating. I was over 500 pounds. I muted myself. Okay. Anyway, I would wake up in the morning and it was hard to look forward to the day because I was just going to be in pain and I couldn't do a lot of things physically. Walking out to the car would make me tired. I had severe back pain, and I'd go see the doctor, and the doctor was kind of like, well, you just need to lose weight. That's your problem. Everything else will be fixed after that. And that's kind of the message I always got from doctors is you needed to lose weight. And I always thought, well, that I could figure that out, but how am I going to do this thing, And I just didn't get help. I met with nutritionists. They would show you what to eat. Okay, that's helpful, but I mean, honestly, it seems strange. I knew what healthy was, but doing it and living it was a whole different ballgame. And so I was frustrated. Anyway, I basically started this program and I was scared. I didn't think I could accomplish it. I thought, oh man, if I could lose 50 pounds, be able to move around a little better, maybe fit in my car better because I didn't have a lot of room when I fit in my car. And those are my thoughts. And I started a program and things were going well. My first month, I was down 28 pounds. And the thing that really impressed upon me was it was a very structured, easy to follow program. Um, it made it it made it easy for me. And people, as I was losing weight, people were saying, man, that's really hard to do. And sometimes I honestly thought this has kind of been easy in a lot of ways. And, not that I never had my trials, but, I really thought it was easy. But as I mentioned, I'm down 288 pounds now, and I want to talk about two significant victories, even though there's been hundreds and I could share tons with you, but I think maybe some other people may be struggling in these areas. The first one was I was type 2 diabetic. And as I was getting older and was putting on more weight, I knew the day was going to come that was going to hit me. I knew I was going to have diabetes if I didn't change. Well, sure enough, it came. And I had no control over my blood sugars. My A1C was in the 11s and I was on insulin. I just had no control. And when I started the program, within 3 months, I went and saw my doctor and my A1C had dropped to 5.7. And I was kind of blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, there's something here. So I just kept at it and kept working at it and following the plan. Within a year, as I got my A1C checked again, I was down to 5. And I had a frank conversation with my doctor and I said, okay, at what point do I need to be on insulin and just see how I do with not doing it? Because look where my A1C is. Anyway, took me off insulin. I haven't been on since, and I've been able to control it with just sticking to the plan and being active. The other thing that I did that's been so significant and life-changing in my life is because of my back pain and problems I had, I couldn't standing for 2 minutes was very painful. I'd get like cramps in my legs. It hurt. I used to go walking around seeing people like on my job, and I would carry this tripod chair because I knew I couldn't walk very far without standing. Well, Joe, who is my coach, challenged me to start standing 2 minutes a day for up to an hour a day, 2 minutes at a time for up to an hour a day. So I started doing that. That whole process changed from me moving around the house to me getting a walker with a chair to walking around in the neighborhood. And then I made a goal to walk a 5K because I was like, if I can walk a 5K, that means my life has completely changed because I can go do anything I want. It sucked to walk out even to my car or from a building into another building. And I was so out of breath, I couldn't sit down because I had to stand there for a while because I think I was big enough that if I stood down, my lungs couldn't expand and I couldn't breathe. And I'd actually have seriously panic attacks. I hated those things. And after being on plan for a month, that went away. But I just started working and I wanted to do this 5K. So in January, I started walking. I was doing a mile, building myself up. Basically in July, I did my first 5K. It was just over an hour and I did another one Saturday and I've been able to complete it under an hour's time now. And I'm walking. I don't know if I'll ever run one, but I've decided I'm going to continue doing this because I actually walk every day now, at least 2.5 miles. And it's just kind of like working on other aspects of health than just the nutrition has really keep me motivated to continue doing that. But one thing I wanted to say kind of in closing is no matter who we are, wherever we are at in our health, in our journey, there comes a time in our life where we have to make a decision. Am I going to continue living this way? And then who knows what could happen? Could end up dead or having major health issues. For me, luckily, I never ended up in the emergency room with a heart attack or some major health scare. I guess I've just been blessed because when you're over 500 pounds, you know what's going to happen. But I changed, and but someday in every one of our lives, we have to make a choice. Am I going to change, or am I going to continue that way? And the one thing I've learned is small, good habits. You either have, that's a choice, or you continue to have small, bad habits. But the thing is both those choices create, they may be different results, but they're noticeable results, whether one's healthy or unhealthy. And we're the ones that need to decide. And I am just grateful that I really feel that I was blessed to find this program in my life, because it wasn't about the food. It was more than that. And without it, I don't know if I would have been able to change. And the thing is I look at people that do this program, people that I don't even know, and I see their stories, and there's a lot of people like me. I'm just a number in thousands, and that's impressive to me. Anyway, that's all I have to share today. So thank you.
Al, oh my goodness, you guys, are you seeing the chat? Wow, Al, your story is so inspiring. And I have a question for you, so don't jump off mute quite yet. You know, Al, you have been working on this journey for the last 2.5 years. So 285 pounds in 2.5 years is a pretty fast weight loss. And but I imagine that in those 2.5 years, you've had times where you've wanted to give up, throw in the towel. Maybe you got frustrated, or maybe, you didn't see the results you wanted as quick as you wanted, or, tell us a little bit about how you get through as you've been navigating this.
I've never wanted to quit, but that doesn't mean that I've had challenging times where I've given into unhealthy eating, and last year I made a choice. Like I was like, man, I'm going to eat Thanksgiving, because last year I didn't. I'm going to this year. This is a journey. It's not a race. But then I struggled because it was hard to get going again. And I really had to, I made some goals in January that I've been working on this year to lose 100 pounds this year and do the 5K. So I really focused on that stuff. And I think one thing I've done too is Joe, as I mentioned, is my coach. I feel like I've gone all in. One thing with my health journey, I've gone all in on. I honestly can say I've done that. And I am honest with Joe. I always do my check-in calls with her every week. If I'm struggling with something, we talk about it. I get frustrated sometimes because, like, even this week I talked to her, my weight wasn't dropping. And all of a sudden, I woke up this morning, I'm down another 3 pounds. I just have learned that, stay consistent and stop focusing so much on the scale. I've had so many non-scale victories that's what's important. And so those things just motivate me. yeah, it's hard sometimes not giving him to sneak some potato chips or something that's left on the counter, or I like pasta, and to stay away from it, I've just learned to substitute things that I can eat that kind of replaces those things. But anyway.
Awesome. Al, thank you so much for your wisdom, for your humility, your vulnerability, and just everything you've shared with us. I'm just so stinking amazed at your grit and your focus on goals. And that has been something that has really stood out to me about your journey. I'm just going to give a little overview of the secret behind what's the secret sauce. How do we accomplish these things as coaches? I'm no different than any other coach in this organization. I check in with my clients just like anybody else. But what's the secret sauce? How do we put this together in such a way that allows people to truly transform from the inside out? Well, we have 4 components, and I'm going to go through those right now. We've got our health coach. And our coaches are there not only as guides, accountability partners, but as a true support and community to our clients. We have that one-on-one coaching experience and interaction, and that's key to the success of every single client. Anybody who knows anything about a behavioral change program, you're going to recognize that one-on-one mentorship is key to the growth and progression of the people. The second component, actually, I'm going to go dive right in. Did I skip a slide? I might have. Nope, I didn't. I'm going to dive right in and introduce Renee Boatwright. Oh my goodness. This woman is such an incredible impact on the people around her. She has brought so many people into this program. It's been so exciting and inspiring to see how her story has changed other people's lives and directed them towards health. And I'm going to have her go ahead and come off mute and share her story.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here, and I'm eager to share my story with you because this weight loss journey has been wonderful. I could not believe the weight that I lost. And I started this journey 7 months ago. And in that 7 months, so far, I've lost 79 pounds. And I just never believed that I could lose that much weight, because when I was on other programs, the most I've ever lost was around 30 pounds. And then I would get bored, or either just go off and just start doing my own thing. And that really was frustrating to me. And so for some years now, I have always struggled with my weight. It was up and down like a yo-yo. I would lose weight, then I gain it back, and I even gain more back. And we're just so frustrated because of the troubles in trying to maneuver, getting around and things like that. But it was just a struggle. And I had not so many health issues, but last year I started having severe chronic back pain. And in the back of my mind, I knew that it was the weight, but I did not want to address it. I made every excuse there could be not to try losing weight again because of the unsuccessful rate that I had on other programs. I just didn't want to go that route. But I knew that I wasn't happy where I was. And so I was like in silence and just not really being myself because of what I was going through. So not many people knew what I was going through because I kept it to myself. And so, but last year took the toll. Around this year, around last year, this time is when all of this started. And I went to my doctor, my primary doctor, where he referred me to pain management, where he referred me to physical therapy, where she referred me to chiropractic. All these different doctors were overwhelming for me. And so it was just like, it did a fix, but it wasn't a fix that I needed. And so I knew that I had to do something, but I didn't know what I needed to do, because from the point that what I was used to is that I would gain the weight and I would lose the weight, but then no one told me how to keep it off. And so then when I got off the program, I would just gain it back again. So I just was in a standstill, didn't know what to do, how I was going to maneuver it. But then I came across this program. A friend of mine, I've been watching her for a while, and she was talking about her weight loss journey and how fabulous she felt and the energy she had. And I'm like, I want some of that. I need some of that. And so I reached out to her, and she told me about she had a health coach. I'm like, okay, I never had a health coach before, never thought about one. Well, what I have to lose? I've tried everything else and didn't work, so why not? So I reached out to Michelle, and believe it or not, when I was through talking to her, I was sold. That was something that I really wanted to do, and the way she made me feel like I could do it, because I always say she's the best coach, and she is to me. And she made me feel comfortable, at ease. I felt like I was not alone, that I was there. She was right there with me, coaching me, holding me accountable. When I was upset, she calmed me down. And I mean, it was just something that I'd never had before. I mean, it was a good feeling. So going back with the back pain, just like Al, I could only walk a few distance and my back would hurt so bad that I had to sit down. Walking to the mailbox was a chore. Going upstairs, I would go so far and then have to stop because I'm puffing and puffing because I'm out of breath because I'm tired. Either when I'm sitting at a restaurant, I never want to sit in a booth because I know that I couldn't fit in there. And so those were things that really, really bothered me, and I wanted to get fixed quick. So once I talked to Michelle and got set up on the program, and it was a good fix. I felt like I had finally reached what I was looking for. I mean, I had the fuelings there that I would eat, and I had my lean meat. So I knew what I was doing all the time. And so it just made it seem so natural. And so I look at it like this. This is something that I don't want to give up. I have tons of energy. I wake up every morning just happy and just ready to start a day, knowing I can walk and not having to go to the doctors. Is a great feeling. And so that's been the best for me. But I do have one thing I want to share with you, because I'm always sending inspiration to people. And so I want to share this with you. I choose to be healthy. I choose to eat right, rest well, exercise often, avoid negative habits, avoid negative people, always think in a positive way, believe in the best, and always picture myself living a healthy life.
Beautiful, Renee. Wow. Thank you so much for all you just shared with us and the inspiration that is to us. Now, Renee, tell us a little bit. What is your profession? What have you done for work in your life?
I taught kindergarten for 30 years, so now I'm retired.
30 years a teacher. And those last few years teaching, how is your energy now compared with then?
Awesome. I have tons of energy. I mean, it's just like my family can't believe it because of the fact that I want to do so much now, because I used to be active before I started gaining a lot of weight and had back issues. But now I want to do so much now that I couldn't do before. I just want to do everything. And so they said, just hold on, just wait. But I just can't stop. It's a great feeling.
I love it. It's such a great feeling. Awesome. Thank you, Renee.
You're welcome.
Well, and I'm just want to kind of highlight a few of these things that both Renee and Al have touched on, but community. We become like the people we spend our time with. And so if you're spending time with uplifting, positive, cheerful people who believe in you, people who know it can happen, because we're not pretending it can happen. We know it can. And we're going to walk the path right alongside with you. And these are just some pictures of some of our recent events and gatherings and the community time that we have. And we're always looking for ways to lift others. And that's one of the reasons why Renee really, I think she was magnetically brought into this, because she is always trying to lift others as well. And that's just the type of community that we are. And then another aspect of our program is the nutrition, the different plans that we have in place so that we can serve people who, maybe it's somebody who has gout, maybe it's someone who needs to lose weight, maybe it's somebody who's an athlete and needs to gain weight, gain muscle, maybe it's a nursing mother, but we have nutritional programs that will balance the nutrition for any situation. And that's the thing that is so powerful and empowering for our clients, is they don't have to guess. There's no guesswork. We keep it simple. Okay, for our last but not least, I want to introduce my good friend, Michelle. Michelle is also a fellow coach along with Renee and Al. In fact, I should have mentioned that all three of these are incredible coaches in their own right. But Michelle happens to be Renee's coach. And so when you heard Renee talking about Michelle being the most awesome coach, we all are in full agreement. And Michelle has had a very unique experience that she's going to share with you. Michelle did not come into this for weight loss. She came in for health purposes, and you're going to hear more of that story. So go ahead, Michelle, take yourself.
Okay, well, looking at that back shot, I did need some weight loss. Maybe my story is a little different from everybody else's, though. I will say, and I mean, listening to Renee and Al, they are so inspiring, and it just makes me like, I was getting chills just listening to them. And I hope you guys are all feeling the hope that that's being spoken here. And so I want to lift you in a little hope in a different direction, and describe what my life was like prior to my journey. So I actually have several autoimmune diseases, 4 to be exact, and my life was really, really difficult. And when I look at that picture, that before picture, I'm smiling, and I would hide it as best I could, but I lived in a lot of pain. I had arthritis. I was an artist, and my arthritis had gotten so bad. You can see the swelling in my hands, that picture of my hands, because it just amazed me, the difference in my inflammation. But I had gotten to where I couldn't even open and close my hands to actually paint anymore. And so pain was, I remember my daughter was 2, and I couldn't open my hands to pick her up. When I would pick her up when she was crying, I would cry because it hurt so bad. The fatigue that I felt was not even, I don't know how to describe it unless you've ever had like real fatigue. The only way I know how to describe it is it feels like somebody's drugged you. You can hear people talk, but you can't always respond. And your body, you feel like you're walking through mud. It's just a heaviness that you can't even think straight. It's hard to even describe, but that was my life. And I'm a very high energy person, for those of you who know me. And so I would fake it and push through as much as I could, especially at work. And then when I got home, I would crash. And so my family was getting the crap end of the deal, because in the evenings I would come home and I was just snappy with my kids, because honestly, y'all, I just wanted them to just get your homework done and go to bed, because I wanted to go to bed so bad. I was so tired. Come the weekend, I would sleep the entire weekend just so I could make it through the week. It was rough. I was getting sick all the time. The more I tried to push my body, the worse it would kind of shut down on me. And I was on bed rest. I was in the hospital for a week. I was in a wheelchair for a week. I mean, you name it. I was getting sick so much because my immune system was just done. And I had gotten to a place where I was like, you know what? This is just the hand I've been dealt with. And so I'm going to have to just deal with it. I have to make the best of it and do what I can do with it. I'm a glass half full kind of gal. And so I was like, you just got to have to suck it up and do what you got to do. But in my heart of hearts, I just kept thinking, there's got to be more to this sucks, you know? But as my immune system started shutting down, I started getting sick a lot. And when I say a lot, I'm talking like I had the flu 3 times in 1 year. Like if my kids got strep throat, I got strep throat. I mean, it was one thing after another. And every time I would get sick, the doctors would put me on steroids. Hence the before pictures. I'd never been big before, other than when I was pregnant, but I had put on some weight, and not a lot of people knew it because I could hide it really well with clothes. But I just couldn't do it anymore. I saw a friend got healthy, reached out to her, decided, I mean, what the heck? What do I have to lose? Maybe this will help. You guys, I was freaking blown away. In 4 to 5 days, I went from feeling like I was a drunk driver because my fatigue was so bad to ricocheting off the wall to the point my husband was like, did you get a shot of steroids and you forgot to tell me? I mean, what is going on here? I had so much energy and I felt so good. I was like, what the heck? The next week, I could open and close my hands. I could get my wedding rings on. I wasn't hurting. I got out of the bed without taking like, a whole minute to stretch. And like, I look like the Tin Man typically getting out of the bed, and it would like legitly, it would hurt. I would almost cry as I was sitting on the toilet to pee in the morning, and my body would hurt so bad. And I was like, it was gone. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was so excited, y'all, because I had been put on, every time I went to the doctor, they just kept putting me on more medicine. I was on 8 different medicines, which I'm in Georgia right now. But one of the medicines was making me lose vision in one of my eyes. I was having to see a specialist in Alabama because of the medicine. And so I was so over the medicine. And after a week of this program, I thought, oh my God, all of these people are suffering like me. They're crying themselves to sleep in pain and with things they feel like the only option they have is medicine. And then these toxic medicines are, and don't get me wrong, medicine, we need it, but they band-aid one thing and you have other issues, but all these medicines that are causing people to go blind and all these things. And when this is the answer, this will help people. And so you guys, I got like, you want to talk about getting passionate about something? Obviously, I became a coach really quickly and like had my world mission to like let everybody know about this because they deserve to be healthier and happier and not feel what I had felt. And I will tell you, I was able to come off of 5 of those medicines. I have autoimmune diseases. Those don't go away. So I still have flare-ups, but nothing like I did. And when I get sick, you guys, I bounce back so much faster than I would. No bed rest, none of that stuff. And I just can't tell you the feeling of being able to, I remember after about a month on program, I told my mom, I was like, you know what? I completely forgot what it felt like to not feel like a sick person. And it's the most amazing feeling ever. And so I just want to leave you guys with, when you look at pictures of me, I looked perfectly healthy. I didn't look like, my butt is pretty big, but I didn't look like somebody that had a ton of weight to lose. Not anything that you would have been like, okay, she needs this weight loss program, whatever, but health and healthy looks so different for everyone. So never be fooled by what somebody looks like on the outside, because I looked perfectly healthy. That you would never have known all the struggles and all the pain that I was in every single day of my life. And so, healthy looks so different for everyone. But it is something that every single person in this world deserves.
Wow, Michelle, thank you so much for sharing your story. I have a question for you though.
Sure thing.
In this program, we address so many different habits of healthy sleep, habits of healthy motion, habits of healthy stress reduction, and healthy mindset. What do you feel like for your journey was the biggest impact on you?
Well, it depends on when you would ask that. After my first week or 2, I would have swore it was the food. Holy moly, I've been eating all the wrong things all this time. Everything that I was eating caused inflammation, and everything I was now eating was now anti-inflammatory. So I was feeling it. And I felt that immediately within a week, I could tell. And so I thought that was the answer. And then as I continued on my journey, I realized, yes, that does make a huge impact. But for me, that wasn't I mean, it was a big one. It's a big piece of the puzzle, but I had to, and it's taken me probably 3 years. Some days I still don't get it. Some days Joe still has to smack my hand and say, hello. It's it's a holistic approach. It's everything. There's not, if you're looking, you guys, for a one, like an instant, one thing is going to fix your health. It doesn't work like that. It's all the habits together. If I'm not resting, and I am a high energy person, I like to go, and it's hard for me to slow down and stop. And most of the time I push my body until it tells me it's time to slow down and stop. And so I have had to learn to rest, and I have had to learn to manage my stress. When I get stressed out, it causes flare-ups. And one of the things that we address with our program is a healthy mindset, and learning to control your thoughts and your emotions, and your emotions control what we do externally, whether we overeat, we overwork, we smoke, we drink, we do drugs. Everybody does something to cope with stress and emotions. And until you get to the root of those things and you learn to manage those things, you're going to have problems, because you're going to end up using something to manage those things. And so I've had to learn how to do all of the things: the motion, the sleep, the resting, the managing my stress, the eating. I mean, and when any one of those things are off, it's like a domino effect.
That is so true. That is so true. And that's one of the things that is the most fun. I feel like, as a coach and as a person, the journey is the greatest thing. That's the greatest part of this, is we're all growing, we're learning. And for everyone, it's a little different. And the focus needs to be a little different. So I just want to touch on who is it that we help? Who do we serve? Well, you've heard some stories here of weight loss, more energy, sleeping better. How about diabetics, type 1, type 2, people with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, arthritis, thyroid issues, nursing mothers, athletes, so many options. And you know what? It may be that it's not any physical ailment. Maybe having more meaning and purpose, being a part of a community that's moving towards health and well-being. We help everyone. There's not anyone in this world we can't help. So you're probably sitting there thinking, oh my goodness, I have this friend, I have this neighbor. Or you might be thinking, man, I kind of would like to know a little bit more. I'd like to talk to a coach. You have someone who invited you here. One of the things most of our clients look into at some point along the journey, because they are, like you can see, inspiring and attracting those who are looking for something more in their life, is they choose to pay it forward as a coach. And there's so many different reasons people decide to come alongside their friends and family. I know for me, it was really, I just wanted to help my mother, and that was my whole motivation. And now I've had the opportunity to serve and help so many more. But here are some of the reasons. Increased accountability. We know actually that our clients are 5 times more likely to accomplish their goals and keep off their weight when they're helping friends and family, when they're actually coming alongside others as a coach. Meaning and purpose. Making an impact, changing the lives of family and friends. This is so deeply meaningful when we are able to have these conversations, build these relationships, and help others in a way that is so transformational. It can't be matched. And of course, having some flexibility and time freedom. The beauty of coaching is it can happen anywhere and whatever time works for us. So I have loved that aspect of it as a mom. I'm able to fit coaching in, impacting lives. I can fit that into the little nooks and crannies of my life, and while my children are at school or in the evening when it works. So I've loved that flexibility and time freedom. I'm the author of my own schedule. I'm not beholden to a job. And of course, financially, just helping a handful of people can bring in an income of about $400 or $500 a month. And helping 18 to 20 people is more like $2,000 a month. So paying it forward as a coach not only has this impact, meaning and purpose, increased accountability, but the company compensates our coaches really, really well for what we do. And so it's such a win-win. It's a way to serve our families. It's a way to set our families up to have some freedoms and some options. And at the same time, we're creating freedoms and options for our clients and for their families. Oh my goodness. When I think about what has just been shared right here, it's pretty impactful to recognize that all of this has occurred because I decided to say yes. I decided to say yes to coaching. And so there are people on the other side of your yes that will be blessed because you decided to pay it forward to help others. I would actually love to hear from each one of our speakers one more time because each one of them did decide to pay it forward. And I'd love to hear what you feel like has been a few of the benefits of coaching or how coaching has impacted you. So is it okay? Can we start with Al? Al, can you take yourself off mute and share with us a little bit about what coaching has done for you?
Well, I honestly started coaching because that top one right there, you're 5 times more likely to keep your weight off. That's, I just don't want to go back to where I was. And plus I like helping people and so why not do it? But one thing I discovered that's been such a big impact on my life was our coaching community. And as I've met people, I have a whole bunch of new friends now, people that are cheering me on. And I hear their stories like the ones we've heard, and I hear those all the time. We have meetings and they inspire me, and I just, it keeps me going. And, when you surround yourself with people who are after the same goals, it motivates you in your own life. And, I work hard at coaching. Sometimes I wish I had more success than I do, but it is what it is. But I'm going to continue doing it because of all that what I mentioned is so positive that I've experienced. So
thank you, Al. And Renee.
Well, for one thing, I'm very passionate about what I do. I love helping people. And being a coach has helped me to help others because someone helped me to get to where I am now. And I want to do the same thing for others. And it's just rewarding just to be able to talk to people and to just hear their stories and share my story with them and come back knowing that I helped them to get to where they are now. And it's just been a blessing. So, it's just wonderful just being able to just work and help people to impact their lives. So that's why I love coaching.
Thank you, Renee. And Michelle.
You guys are so awesome. I have to say, when your life is so radically changed in a positive way, you cannot help but to share it with other people. And when you, it's like if you found the cure to cancer, you would tell everybody. You can't help it to do it. And so I have to say, like, the impact was by far, the driving force for me. I wanted other people to feel as amazing as I did. And, for those people who were suffering, I wanted them to know that they had a choice in that. So that was definitely the driving force. I have to say now, in the place that I am now, y'all, the finances, they're really nice. I'm talking like really nice, way more than I could have ever imagined. And the community, I didn't realize how much I needed the community. And nothing motivates me more than being able to be with my community and my tribe. And so being with like-minded people to lift you up, there is some serious power in that.
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. Well, where do we go from here? Reach out to the person who invited you. Our coaches can assist with anything that you may need or that your family or friends might need. Share this with your friends and family. This is such a great opportunity. If you have a friend or a family member that's coming to your heart right now and you're thinking, man, I wonder if this could help them. The best thing you can do is introduce them to a coach. Put them in a 3-way text with the person who invited you. Of course, chat with them. let them know that you just listened to something that was so inspiring and that you would love to share it with them. And possibly it may or may not be a fit, but possibly it might change their lives. So just wanted to share that. So grateful you were all here today. And again, reach out to the person who invited you with questions if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time. Have a great night.